Alright guys, welcome back. Down here on the farm this morning, about 9 o'clock Sunday morning. Nice, ain't hardly no wind blowing. And I got my hay cut over here yesterday. If you watched my update video, I was talking about I had to go cut hay. I cut that field there. And this morning I think I'm gonna give old Dooley a bath. It ain't too bad on this side. You can see a little bit of green, but the other side is in pretty bad shape. I got some rust going on. I'm gonna have to get some painting done. Got a couple of dents I want to fix. There's a bad spot on my fender flare there. That's fiberglass. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but you can see, maybe you can see a little better on this side. It looks pretty dang bad, and I'm not sure how much of this I'm gonna be able to get out with just a good bath. I may end up having to do some clay barring to get some of this off, but I think I'm gonna start with a bath. And you can see the hood looks pretty rough, got cat tracks all over the top of it. And yeah, so we're gonna start with just giving it a good bath, and I'm gonna get my suds gun out, suds it up real good. So we're gonna use the 2-bucket method, but I don't have grit guards. So first bucket I use to put my soap in, the second bucket just for rinsing. And of course I always start at the top. So let's get our buckets and our soap and get going on it before it gets too hot. It's already 80 degrees out here. Alright, so I'm not going to video this whole ordeal, but I got my 2 buckets. And I've got some Mr. Pink for my suds gun, and I'm just going to use some McGuire's car wash for the soap. I like to use both. So if you never used Mr. Pink's in a suds gun, here's the sprayer part, of course the nozzle. And I ain't got my end piece in my sprayer here, but the Mr. Pink smells like candy. Alright, so the first thing I like to do is wet everything down good. Anyway guys, that's the process that I'm going to use. I'm not going to record all this, but maybe you can see what I was doing. You never want to rinse or put your dirty towel back in your soap, because when you do, you're going to be taking all that grit that you just pulled off the truck, and you're going to be putting it right back in the paint. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this washed. I'll give you a walk around and show you how it turned out. Alright guys, just got done washing, and just rinsed the last 2 wheels off. And I thought I would start at the corner right here, the driver's side, and walk our way down. And I'll show you that this tan really needs repainting. The brown is not in that bad a shape. It's faded. I believe it could be buffed. Now it does have a few dents in it. And you know, this is a work truck, so it's going to have some dents and some scratches. I believe this scratch I done when I put the front clip back on it, scratched that up trying to get the fender, because I didn't remove the bumper, and I was sliding the fender in and scratched that. But we've got some fading going on. It's faded You can start seeing some dark come through it. All through here, of course, scratches and paint chips. The door actually looks a little bit less faded than the fender, really, from the door back, so maybe they had done some work on that, but it's got a bunch of chips and getting some rust around the edges. Like I said, the brown got a little bit of rust starting up here on the door, a bit of rust right in through here. And this fender back here, it's got a lot of damage. It's just not very as bad in one spot as the other one, but it's got a crack here, a big rusty spot there. It's got some cracks up through here and here, and another big crack runs right down through here. And this has been patched. I can tell somebody patched on it. And of course, we got a big bad dent right here. That's probably the worst dent in the whole truck. Tailgate, as you can see on the bottom, it needs painting. It's just scratched up and rusting where it got scratched. Another big dent here, a bad scratch here. Of course, that big bad damage spot there. And it's got some, looks like some stress cracking, or maybe they patched it and where the patch is cracking. I suspect they have patched these fenders before. Just minor stub chips. What I would call not quite road rash, but pretty close. This fender's not faded out near as bad as the driver's side, but it's got some pretty big dents in it in the front there. And of course, I like this grill guard. It makes this truck look real nice, but unfortunately you can't clean the grill behind it. I managed to get the top two bars wiped down, but I don't know if y'all can tell, but of course you can probably see in there where I couldn't get to. So that's a bad thing about a grill guard that sits this close to the grill. You can't get behind it. And I probably could have done a little better job of cleaning on that in that spot right there. I didn't. I might go back and hit that one more time. I think I might have got this one a little bit better. And of course the bezel's got some fading on it. And I think probably the worst part of the paint is actually right here in the front. I think I'm gonna clay bar this and see if that won't come clean, and then we'll dry it, and then I'm gonna put some carnauba wax on it. I'll show you what that looks like. All right, if you never clay barred your car, and I hadn't up until here recently, you're really missing out on getting your paint right. You can buy these clay bars. I got these on Amazon, but I'm pretty sure you can buy them at AutoZone, Advance Auto, any of those places. And you want to get you some detail spray. This is Gary Dean's Infinite Use Detail Juice mixed with some water. And we're just going to wet this up enough so that this clay bar slide on it. You just want it to be able to slide. And the clay bar will take off a lot of the stuff that just regular washing won't take off. And I'll show you what this clay bar looks like. It was blue, and now it's getting dirty. So that's just how much, and that little bit of air right there that washing left. And then once you're done, you want to wipe this mess off. Get you a clean microfiber towel and just wipe it down. You see, that's just how much crap was left on my hood that the clay bar loosened up. I'm going to continue finishing this hood. I'm going to move on to the cab, and then we'll put some, I got some liquid carnauba wax. We'll apply it and wipe it off, and we'll be done. I'm just going to do the roof and the hood. Alright guys, I got the top of the cab done. And I started putting some wax on here. But as you can see, it's just dull. This truck is smooth, but now it needs buffing. So I think I'm gonna buff it, and then we'll go back and put the wax on it and make it shine a little bit better. I mean, it's a little shine, but the whole paint job is just dull and splotchy. So I think that'll be the thing to do. I'm gonna pull it up towards the shop there where I can reach it with an extension cord, and we'll put the machine on it and buff it out. I'll show you what it looks like when we get done with that. Alright guys, I got the driver's side of the hood buff with M105 Ultra Cut compound. It took me, shoot, I'd say for at least 30 minutes or more. I had some problems with my buffer. I put a 5-inch pad counterweight in it, and apparently it was too thick, and my buffer was about to burn up on me, so I put the 6-inch pad back in it, and it's doing fine. So I'll just leave the 6-inch in it. And got to get the other side. You can definitely tell just with the compound how much shinier it is compared to what it looked like before. So we'll continue on, and then we got to climb up and get the top of the cab. Alright guys, well, it took me a few hours, but I finally got it polished and waxed, and it's a pretty dramatic difference between what it was and what it is. It ain't perfect, but I don't know if y'all can really see that metallic in there. It's really shining. You know, I see spots. It's probably old water spots that's damaged the paint. And right in here, you can see where I got the top but didn't get the side. You know, the hood was even worse than the side right here. And I hadn't done the top of the cab. It just took it just took a lot longer time than I had anticipated on doing. So I'm gonna have to get that later. I got to go get some lunch, and I got to go get in the hayfield and fluff this hay. So thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe if you liked it.